It's nice to hear, lady.
The best thing about today.
It's been a big weekend, but to be able to finish it by hearing her tell me that the recording is in progress really, really helps.
Really makes me feel more comfortable about myself.
I'm never going to be comfortable with myself ever again, I don't think.
No, I don't know what's happening internally with me, but yeah, it's not good.
I don't even think I got anything going in my head. If I just like stop talking, like if I'm like halfway through a sentence and I just stop talking, just let me go. just talking about something different because I don't think I'm going to work properly today.
Probably have like a moment of reflection.
Let's have a moment of reflection.
Okay.
I think I regret every life choice I've ever made up until this point.
I have nothing that I think is positive. Do you know what is
Let's talk
positive?
about yeah.
I think the smashing noise.
Let's talk about some football.
That's the play of the game. That is the play of the game. Time!
From the impossible angle, and he puts it through, and Portly.
Danger, 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 danger. Butler, 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 Butler.
Get around him! Get around him! Edge of the seat.
Episode 17. It's the same as 16, but we talk about round 15. And
That's confusing.
That's not the way you want to start. But anyway,
It's too many
Jared,
numbers.
welcome back.
It's good to be here. It's been a big weekend of footy. We were talking before that, last week we said it was a hangover episode. I think we've topped it.
I feel worse.
I feel horrid. Like we were saying before, like I've got the hangover shakes real bad, and like my hands are like, it's not good.
Kind of like yeah, I got no comparison, to be honest. It's just it's not working. The dumb's not working. Yeah, look, if you want to compare shakes, it's not milk. It's definitely just
Just this.
if you're just listening, you're just gonna hear voices talking about shakes. But if you're watching,
Rambling. Yeah.
it's kind of like an earthquake at the moment.
I actually would love to know what my heart is right now. No, I don't reckon it's gone below. I don't reckon it's gone below 85 all day.
I don't think mine's gone below 120.
I'm at 94 currently. So that's fun.
Halfway through the episode, I'm going to pre-warning this. If you hear clear, you know why.
Oh man, rough. Let's talk about football because football happened this weekend.
Football did happen this weekend. It was a big round. It was an interesting round.
Yes.
Let's start a bit differently before we go into the round. How about we talk about our favorite game from the weekend?
Oh,
what was without going into it, because we'll do it in a minute, but just pick one. What was your favorite game of the weekend?
My favorite game to watch of the weekend, was Sydney versus West Coast. And I wish I was kidding.
Goals.
It wasn't a good game, but I liked it. So we'll get into it. But yeah, that was my favorite game to watch for the weekend. What was yours?
Mine was. I don't know, to be honest. I'm going to go with the Crom and the Pies because it kind of gave me the feeling that finals football was coming up very shortly, and these two teams will probably feature.
Yeah. See, I was sad because I didn't really get to watch it because I had work, but I watched the last 5 minutes at halftime of the soccer game that I was at, and the finals pressure and the crowd. Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Very good.
Speaking of pressure, do you want to talk about your coaches award this week?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Are we going to fucking have a go or not?
I'm really leaning into my Saints supporting now. And I know we're bad, that's fine. But there is one player that I need to give a shout out to because he was actually really good. on Friday night, and he's not going to get any credit for it because we were awful as a team. But Jimmy Webster played
Hey,
on Charlie Cameron the whole game, and Jimmy Webster is one of those players that has been around forever.
he
He has
has.
been at St Kilda for feel like as long as I've been alive. But like he did a job on Charlie Cameron. He
Yep.
only kicked the goal because Duhau turned it over in the last 30 seconds of the game. So
Uh,
like
uh,
Jimmy Webster literally blanketed him the entire game, and he actually deserves a lot of credit because I don't know what his stats were, but he was very, very good on Charlie Cameron, and he did a good lockdown role on a small forward that was very dangerous, and they usually kill us. So well done, Jimmy Webster, and my coach is for the week.
well done, Jim.
Yeah,
I'm proud of
Jimmy.
him. I feel like he's been around here for a very long time.
Jimmy Webster is one of those players that was like, he came in right after we were good, and like just copped a lot of shit. Like finished bottom quite a few times. Like had a lot of shit seasons with us, and then was like, a pretty solid piece, and then was kind of falling out of the team, but he's kind of cemented himself a little bit back in there now, and I like having him around. He's good. He's nice.
Pretty.
Pretty.
Pretty. Not like pretty, but like pretty good selection by it. What up?
Not stupid pretty, but he's pretty.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you. Yeah, again, I got nothing. Should we go to Thursday night?
Let's go to Thursday night.
All right, round 15. Geelong versus Melbourne kicked us off at Construction Park.
Oh my god. Is this ground ever going to be done? Ever?
No, some may
Please.
say the West Coast rebuild will be a quicker build than this one.
I swear to God, Team HBA is going to be half finished for as long as I will be alive.
Yeah, and you've got a long time to go.
Like I'll be turning like 90, and they'll be like, "Team HBA is almost ready." Be like, "Oh,
We're just putting the seats in.
terrific!"
I hope
Or
you
one
enjoy.
construction worker that always gets the ball, he'll still be there.
He's also going to be like 110.
Like really slowly getting the ball back on his walking frame.
We could just picture him just
Ugh.
They won't be called Sharons then. They'll be like Sharons.
The ball will be like clear. No goal umpires.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
Mm.
That's good thinking. Anyway, the Cats got the job done because they always seem to do and win these games at home. The D's
Yeah.
don't play down there too well. And I think it was probably set up due to the fact that Gary Rowan played one of the best games he's played for the Cats.
Yeah, he did it again. He did it like that, like last week when he just kept taking all those marks, and it was like you can't let Gary Rowan do that. He almost killed Jeremy Cameron, and then he killed Melbourne. So
Gave
if you're gonna
them
do one,
demons.
if you're gonna do one, you should definitely do the other.
It's
And
ironic that he gave them demons and he has red hair.
the fiery man. No, I don't know. Like the Cats, they kind of always looked like winning it. I don't know how to explain that, but like the D's kind of always looked on the back foot a little bit. And like it was close the whole game. This is an example. I think I put a tweet out. It's an example of a game where it was close, but it wasn't very good. Like,
No.
like, not all close games are good, and this was not a good game for the first three quarters. And then the last quarter when the Cats turned it on, that was good to watch. Like you saw them start like really doing what the Cats tend to do like last year, where they just have one quarter where they just tear them apart, and that was good to watch. So for three quarters of this game, bad. Last quarter though,
Yeah, it was interesting because the D's probably had, like you said, they were always pretty much chasing, but every time they had an opportunity, they missed it. And it
Yeah.
goes back to my little goal kicking thing. We kick the ball through the big sticks, not the little ones.
you get more points if you kick them through the middle, guys. Do you know that?
It's not a race to how many points you can kick. It's a race. Well, it is actually a race to how many points you can kick, but how you can get them there quicker.
Behinds. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a
it's
race
not one at
to
a
behind.
time. It's 6 at a time.
Please, Melbourne, stop
Just-
that.
But a couple of things I noticed with this game is the Cats just never seem to have a real big possession getter. They always it's evenly spread. Like you look at the disposal like lists, and the top 10 would have only 2 or 3 Cats players, and they're not even reaching 25 plus.
Yeah, and like the top 4 disposal getters on the ground were all Melbourne players. Like this reminds me of that Carlton St Kilda game earlier in the year where the top like 6 were all Carlton. They all had like 34 plus, but they were never in it against us. So it's kind of one of those things where it's becoming more like prominent now that you can get a lot of the ball and that's fine, but you actually have to be able to do something with it. And that's like my whole thing with Sam Walsh, which, like I'm sorry, but like he gets a lot of the ball, but he doesn't really do anything with it kind of thing. So like a lot of these players, they need to be able to be more impactful and get the ball forward and, do things like that because, yeah, like you said, Brad Close was the Cats' leading disposal getter. Like random.
24
So
touches.
yeah, really random. But they just, as a team, were really good. Tanner Bruin, really good. Yeah, good game
Was
all
very
around.
good. Do you think there will be an internal suspension for Gary Rowan for the fact that he's basically killed the best player in the comp?
That was rough on this. As if there were actually people being like, he's going to get suspended. Like, I get it. Like, people were making jokes, and like, that's understandable. But then there were people actually being genuine, being like, Gary Owen should get weeks. I'm like, what?
No. If you think that, don't come to a game again.
Like, I just don't get it.
Like, this is the thing. It should be a reminder to the match review panel and the people that suspend people that accidents happen.
Literally.
Like, I can run into a pole tomorrow. I'm not going to get the pole insurance number, am I? It's an accident, or I'm an idiot. Like either way, it's just things happen.
That's actually a great point in that. Like, I think the match review panel can kind of take something from this and be like, okay, Gary Owen obviously did not mean to do that to Jeremy Cameron. So sometimes when players tackle players into the ground, they don't mean to knock them out. Like, that's not a thing that they're meaning to do. It's an accident. So please take something from it in that. Just accidents occur like everywhere. So just let it happen.
Learn. Just let it be. It's okay. It's all right. Footy is fun.
Right.
Footy is tough, but also footy has accidents.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Anyway, the Cats are now in a good spot to launch into the top 8. A few results going their way this weekend. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute. But the D's sort of lose touch a bit with their top 2 aspirations.
Yeah, like I think I said it last week, but like there's like that clear-cut top 2 of Collingwood and Port. And, Collingwood obviously had it taken right up to them with Adelaide, but Adelaide aren't bad at all. So it's like, I think it's still that clear-cut top 2, Collingwood and Port, and then it's basically the rest after that. Like it's a pretty much a mixed bag. So very interesting.
Friday night, we saw you travel to Marvel, and it's okay. You don't have to get sad now. It's been 2 days.
I've been sad for 2 days.
I know you have. Actually, I think I remember you saying in an episode a few weeks back, I think it was when you lost to Port, actually. When you lose on a Friday night, it just ruins your whole weekend.
Yeah, like you're one of the first games of the week, then you spend the rest of the weekend watching the other results not go your way, and you're like, like, and this game, the thing with the Port game, right, is we played okay, and like Port are obviously very good, and we only lost by like a goal. So like, that was a good game. This one, we played like dog water. We were terrible. We were awful. Like, truly.
It was a bad game to watch.
Terrible game to watch. Like, the thing is, right, if we played bad, usually we drag teams down with us. We didn't do that this time. We just played bad, and Brisbane just ran all over us and, like, genuinely killed us. We made Eric Hipwood look like a superstar, which upsets me the most, I think. I think that's the thing that upsets me the most about it all. But, God, like, not much you can say. Like, no, there's not many standouts. Jack Sinclair is the only one for me that was like, he's a
genuinely
freak.
Good too.
I feel so bad that he has to play for us. Like, he's so good, man. He's actually unbelievable. Josh Battle was fine. Mason Wood was fine. The rest were just there.
What's happened to Jack Steele?
I don't even want to talk about it. Like, he's like, people jump on Cripps and like how Cripps has been down on form and stuff like that. The two that need to be jumped on the most are Cripps and Steele, because Steele has done like nothing. I think he's still injured. And like Ross last week in a press conference, they like asked him about it, and he said, no, it's not his knee. And he just randomly popped out a thing being like, oh yeah, he like hurt his Achilles a while ago. I'm like, why would you not tell people that? Like, so he's probably got something wrong with his Achilles still. I don't know. Like, it's the same thing with this. What I say about Sam Walsh: don't come back if you're not ready.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to play football and play it like you are meant to, do not do it. Now, Steele actually had today, like he actually had an alright game for his year. Like for the year, this is one of his better games, but he's still way down on production. Like he had 12 tackles. He was like actually all over it, but like he's just been bad this year, and I'm sad about it. Really sad about it.
Really affecting your mood, isn't it?
I hate St Kilda.
If you're a Brisbane fan though, you'll be happy because you finally won a game away from the Gabba.
Yeah, they got their Melbourne win. They still can't win at the G, so I'm not bullish on their grand final chances at all. But they got that win. You know, I think they're actually not that bad at Marvel, but I've got that sort of memory in my head of they got spanked by the Dogs earlier in the year, and I just couldn't get that out of my head. So
that's entrenched in your mind.
yeah, well, I think it's because I was there and I watched in person how shit they actually were, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, not fair. There was a few people that did stand out. You mentioned Eric Hipwood. I also want to mention someone that I thought was absolutely sensational, and his name was Harris Andrews. Now,
Yeah.
I do love some key defenders. You know, like I reckon Harris Andrews has been watching some Div 6 footy tapes of mine because he worked his way around the packs nicely. Although St Kilda fed him the ball like it was a training drill.
I was going to say that's kind of more what happened. We more just kicked it to him every time.
But like he's had 14 marks, he's had 21 touches, still had 300 meters gained. When you have a key defender doing that, as opposed to someone off the halfback or even a midfielder doing double duty, I think it's a fair effort. And it's probably one of his best games for the year because I don't think he's been too great
No.
until now.
He's definitely been down on form. And like you were saying, it's really good when a key defender can do that. Like when Cal Wilkie does that for us, that's really good. Like it helps us win a lot when Cal Wilkie can be the one that'll intercept and get all the touches and stuff. And then when Cal can't do that, like when he actually has to do a genuine role here, which was playing on Danaher and Hipwood and stuff, like when he can't do that, it really impacts us as a team. So having someone for Brisbane that can do that is very, very beneficial. So if they can do that every week, Brisbane can actually like put themselves up, you know, top 3 kind of deal.
The first two games of the round affecting the top 8 a little bit. Just want to mention before we go into the next game, which is going to be quite fun, I think. There's only one game at the MCG this weekend, and it was on a Sunday. It's baffling to me.
So I was driving into the city on Saturday, and it was like silence, like weird. I was driving on Punt Road on Saturday at like 4:30, and I was like, "This is weird. I shouldn't be allowed to do this. Like, it actually shouldn't be legal for me to be able to do this right now because I've been so used to having so many games at the G that it's just like, where is everybody? Like, what's happening?"
There was not one game in Victoria on Saturday.
Like up until the Sunday. Like there was the Saints game on the Friday night, but we don't have any fans anyway, so it's like whatever. But like the Sunday 1:10 or 12:40 Adelaide time.
Good time.
Weird. Like, and then on Sunday when I was driving home and like driving to like Epping and stuff, there's people around. I'm like, oh, there we go, Melbourne's back. Thank you.
How did I don't know. Just play in Geelong, and then you play at Marvel. It's kind of like, there's no real X factor.
Yeah, I know. There's no big MCG game, and then next week there is back to the big MCG game, which is nice. I'm excited for that. But yeah.
As well, I do want to touch on Spud's game. I think we didn't speak about it last week. That's because we didn't know it was this week. But
yeah,
it was a very good night, and I do like the message, but also the curtain raiser game was quite interesting.
It was actually kind of fun. They had fun with it. Like I think they should have made it like an extended thing, like not just like a 10-minute kick around. Like I think they actually should have done a proper thing for it. It was fun. I just had fun out there, and I was like, "This is good." But we are 0-3 in Scott's game.
Yeah, it's kind of like Carlton with the orange socks.
Yeah, it is. And like sometimes we're okay at Maddie's match, like when we do Maddie's match, like we win here and there. But this one's bad. Like we can't win on Spot's game, and it's really annoying. Like it's really frustrating because I would like us to.
Maybe stop picking teams that you can't beat.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, we picked Melbourne the first time. They want a flag. So terrific.
Just maybe FYI. Maybe pick West Coast.
Oh, we should have done it next week
Yeah.
in Optus.
Yeah. Take it to Optus where there's going to be 5 people there. And
Yeah.
all of them are West Coast staff because they're going to get paid. Speaking of West Coast, boy, oh boy, they had a bye 2 weeks in a row. They lost by 171 points. They got 200 points scored against them.
I think
It was
that's
terrible.
my favorite thing. That's my favorite part about this game is that they got to 200. Like I'm sitting there cheering that shit on like nobody's business. Like I was like, get this thing home.
I just,
Yeah.
you know what's really funny? You know you're having a bad game is when you kick 5 goals total for the game and your leading goal kicker is Jack Darling.
Rough. This game was tough. But I loved it. I loved it for how bad it was. Like watching Sydney like actually walk it into their 50 every time is really funny to watch. And like I say every week, I've seen about this before. I say every week how West Coast fans are the most loyal fans in the comp. And like they will rock up no matter what. If you don't rock up to next week's game, that's fine. Like, do not feel like you have to be there next week. It's against us. The thing is, though, the only reason you might actually go is it might be not as bad of a loss as the rest of your season sort of thing.
Only way is up, West Coast fans. Their only way is up.
Like you're playing us, and we are not good. So yeah, like you probably won't win, but you won't get beat by 170. You probably won't even get beat by 70. So that's win.
If you can keep it under 60 points, which is 10
That is a
goals,
win.
that's a win for you.
And the Saints fan pages will go off. Like they will be like, we fucking suck.
Maybe you know what we should do every week, and this is just an idea that's finally popped into my head. Maybe we should just join every fan page and just pick our favorites.
I took some screenshots of some ones from.
Let us know.
Can I just read something?
Go on.
I went up to the Saints pages on Friday night after I was in the car coming over. I was like, this is funny. I'm gonna like this. So someone updated the group cover photo to just the 20 best places to visit in September. Spectacular. Well done. Someone here named Jared as well just said Dougal coward. Awesome. Fantastic. This one's funny. Dougal intercept mark last 2 minutes, fourth quarter was a stunner. Then in brackets, I'm angry at him still. The last one here. Let's get to within 2 goals and line up for our second place participation certificates.
Yeah, it's a real participant. I
fucking love that.
Yeah, that's very good. I think West Coast fan pages might be not even. Someone I know actually put up a story, and they said that loss takes a hit to the flag credentials.
Fucking bummer. Jeez. We've got a lot to claw their way back from here.
We're almost there. I think you might have to find the big 6.
My God, man. But like, yeah, West Coast fans, if you don't want to rock up anymore, it's fine. No one's going to blame you. You don't have to go. It's okay.
It almost should be discounted next week. Everything in the ground should be discounted.
They should be paying people to come to this game. You've got enough money, West Coast.
How much would you want to get paid?
Oh, I'd have to get paid like 100 plus to go to a West Coast game.
And that's to cover expenditures like food and beer.
Yeah. Oh, even as a Victorian, they'd have to pay for my flights there too. Like they would have to pay for my flights,
accommodation, entries to clubs. I don't know.
Food when I'm there, beers when I'm there. You need to do a lot.
Kicking a catch on the ground afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Or for my kick and a catch, you just give me a West Coast jump off. I can start in the middle.
Yeah, kicking a catch with West Coast players.
Kicking a catch with West Coast players, but you have to be there at 4:10 and bring your boots.
Don't forget your mouth guard.
You'll be lining up on Jack Steele in the middle. Good luck.
J. Thomas, T. Kelly, and D. Sheed in the middle.
What a midfield.
Me and Tom Barras down back. Get out of the way, Barassi boy.
Should put a request into West Coast, being like, we'll play. It's fine.
I'll make a formal letter. I'll write it up.
Oh fuck.
Dear
West Coast.
people, and I'd love to start it with to whom it may concern.
Acting like we know it's West Coast.
That's my thing this week. I'm making a letter for us.
That's good.
Just let's touch on Sydney quickly because they did score over 200 points, and the top 3 disposal getters in this win were one of Chad Warner, Errol Gordon, and Angus Sheldrick.
That is a bit scary because they're all very young
Yeah,
and they're going to be pretty good soon.
but they are just nice names too.
Yeah, and like Sydney fans, you might be upset with how the season's going, and that's understandable. But you're also very young still, and like you've got the likes of like Joel Marty, Logan McDonald. Like you've got young players that are still going to come back and be better in future years. So don't worry. Like if you don't make finals this year, you're definitely going to be in and about it the next few years after that. So it's fine. Like just
They'll
look
do
at
a
that game.
Sydney. They'll just
Yeah,
miss
they'll
out
do a
this
Sydney.
year, and then they'll come back next year.
Exactly.
See
What
you
does
in
it
there.
matter?
Does it really matter to me? No. Will I see you there anyway? Probably.
Probably.
How would you feel if you're a Sydney player that didn't kick a goal in this game?
You'd be upset, wouldn't you? How imagine being Tom Papley who kicked 1, 2. Imagine kicking 31 goals and Tom Papley, the guy that celebrates all of the goals ever, kicks 1.
He's kicked the 1 in 31.
I would be upset.
Oh yeah.
James
like
Rowbottom kicked 2 points. That's funny.
Ollie Florent just can't seem to kick a goal. Yeah.
No.
Hello, Ollie.
Hello, you.
Florent.
Oh, boy.
Who else missed one? Braden Campbell, Ryan Clark. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the consumption of what people watched on Saturday twilight because there was no Saturday early game once again because these buys are fucked.
I hate them so much.
Why do we need buys and then
It's 4 weeks long.
4 weeks long? But why have Thursday night games during buys?
Yeah. See, like, I'm a massive Thursday night footy believer. Like, I love Thursday night footy. But if you're going to do bye rounds where, like, half the league isn't playing, like, there was 6 teams out this week. Not half the league, that's the third. There's 6 teams out this week. Don't do a Thursday night game then. Just, it's okay. I can live. But also, don't do 4 weeks of buys. Like,
This weekend's been horrible. Like,
hated it.
I've had stretched out footy and also no port.
Bad week for you.
Depressing.
Right.
Saturday night, I didn't watch any of this game, but Freo surprisingly got the job done over the Dons.
I watched the majority of it, which was good to watch. Freo kind of did that thing, the hand on the head thing. That was kind of that was kind of what happened. Yeah, that was basically it because Freo looked really good. It made Essendon look really second rate, like the whole way through. I also had a really weird experience though, where I remember it going to halftime, and I went, "Yeah, it's halftime," and then I had a beer, and then I looked up, and there was 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I was like, I looked over at like Jasper and Brendan, and I was like, "Did the third quarter happen?" They were like, "Yeah." Look, it was sitting here, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's when you know it's just like I don't give a shit about this game.
I was like, "Wow, all right." They're already up by like 4 goals. I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Like, I just passed out for a minute.
I was so confused. I was really confused. Like it kind of scared me a little bit because I was like, "Did I pass out?"
I think beer is just almost the time traveler syrup.
Yeah, right. And it like makes me go to sleep well too, which means like when I close my eyes and then I wake up like 6 hours later, I don't feel anything. I'm like, oh, it's the next day.
No, that's bullshit. No, that's bullshit. I don't know what you're talking about. I felt everything. I am feeling everything, Jared. Like if you want a soul crushing experience, wake up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, like I know what I'm saying. Like, can sleep and like I'll be like, I don't remember falling asleep, but I did.
Yeah,
I woke up the next day being all
I
right.
made it to bed.
That's good.
My head hit the pillow.
When?
Dubs rant.
Oh boy,
I got nothing else in this game.
Sunday.
All right, the game of the round, probably one of the best games of the year. I watched every minute of this, and whilst it was heartbreaking for the for the Crows, the Pies did it again
Yeah.
at the G. They do it all the time.
I'm getting sick of seeing the worm do the thing where it goes back up into Collingwood's
Yeah, it
half.
does its thing.
I
Like,
hate it. I hate it.
you
And it
stupid
looks
worm.
even worse this time because Adelaide did it in the third quarter to make it go back down, and then it just goes straight back
Yeah.
up again in the last. And it's like, stop.
Like, stop worming. What do you do? Stay underground.
Stay there.
Don't come out until you're told otherwise.
I'm upset that I missed this game. I'm upset that I couldn't watch it because it looked like an absolute classic. But
Actually, the Crows were terrible in the first half. Collingwood were doing that thing where they flex their arms, like being cocky.
yeah,
thinking
Mason
top
Cox.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the old.
Yeah,
that way.
the point. Yeah.
How about you go this way, Coxie? How's that one for you? I love him, to be honest, but also
So do I. Yeah.
put it away, mate.
Just get fucked.
Big dick energies, keep it in your pants, type business. Come on. But yeah, they did that thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm flexing my muscles. They kept them at arm's length. They didn't really put them away. They had a chance to. Crows were generally looking bottom four-esque. And then they came out in the third quarter. Collingwood were asleep and
Dominated.
tore them a new one.
Yeah. Like 7 goals to none against Collingwood is fucking rough.
At
like
the
that is
G.
that's hard to do. And like I know you're lost, but like that's a good call. Well, I don't know.
So people say like it was a very good game as a whole. It's a very good game, but you look at it and I'm like, it didn't prove me anything to any of their credentials. As in, like the Pies, we know they're top two, but it didn't extend anything beyond that for me.
No, yeah, it didn't extend, but it also didn't really bring them back down. Like, I don't think people are like, oh, they only just scraped by Adelaide. It was like, no, Adelaide were good. Like, it's like, and Adelaide are okay. So I think it's like Collingwood winning this game and proving they can do it again with the last quarter thing. I think it doesn't make them any better than anybody, but it keeps them exactly level because it doesn't make any worse. Like, they're very good Collingwood.
It says to me that they're gettable.
Yeah.
Even at the G.
They're mortal. They are mortal.
Yes. They can be beaten.
Yeah.
But also, good luck doing it.
Yeah. Oh, they're not just gonna let you kick 7 goals in a quarter and think you've won a game. Like they are gonna be like, all right, well, here we go. Let's play.
And then for the Crows, it was just like, you're around the mark for top 8.
Yeah.
Will you make it? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
But also, it was very funny when you see all the memes come out, and it's that guy that says, "Right in front of me,
Proud of me." I don't know.
Right in front of me.
I've heard about the free kick, like the last one. I don't think I saw it though. I need to watch it complete, but like all accounts, it should have been there.
Yeah, but you can't get everything.
No, can't get them all
How about
right.
you kick straight, Adelaide?
Yeah,
Do that one.
do that one.
Make the goal up
Adelaide.
and go like this, not like this, or this, whatever they fucking want to
Knock that off. Never seen it again.
do. Yeah. I have not much else on that other than Tex Coleman.
Tex almost Coleman. I think depending on how long Jeremy's out for, and depending how shit Carlton can be, Tex is definitely a chance now. And that 10 against West Coast is really really.
And they play West Coast again.
Actually, oh man, he's winning it.
Get
So
your money
winning
on Tex for the Coleman. Well, that's I don't like it, but anyway.
No, that's good.
Beggars can't be choosers. He can have the Coleman around his neck, while Jeremy Finlayson has the Premiership medal.
Oh boy,
Giggles.
giggles.
Giggles. Anything else from that from you?
No, and then even before we even get into the last game, I have no words for the last game. I didn't watch a second, so.
Gold Coast bet Hawthorn.
And that's our recap done for the round. Cool. That's good. Yeah. What's our next segment? What do we do next? I think we do
I don't know. I didn't prepare anything.
I think we do the round the glass table. I think that's our.
Hang on. Let me go back to last week's because we were more organized. Yeah, we do around the glass table. Just quickly, the ladder.
Yes.
It's pretty much the same as last week.
Yeah. Okay. I said this before, right? St Kilda have played some of the worst football I've ever seen in the last 9 weeks, and we have been fifth 7 consecutive weeks. Not higher, not lower. We have been dead fifth at the end of every round for 7 weeks. In that time, we've lost to Hawthorn. We got pantsed by Brisbane. I don't know what is happening. Why are we still fifth? It shouldn't work.
I don't know, but also it's quite funny because no one literally wants to be in fifth spot. Everyone keeps losing.
Like Essendon were fifth for about half of a game on Saturday night because their percentage was high. But then Freo beat them bad enough they've gone back below us. It's like
No one wants to finish fifth.
take fifth from us. I don't want to be there anymore.
It's funny. Do you know what's funny? Is the fact that Adelaide, Geelong, Gold Coast, Fremantle, Richmond, even the Swans, even the Giants, and fuck me drunk, I'm going to say it, even Carlton still have a sniff. Does anyone want to play finals?
Somebody do it. Like, you look at the teams below us. Essendon had a chance, didn't do it. Adelaide, we're up most of the game, didn't do it. Somebody take fifth. I don't care who.
What's wrong with the
take it.
number 5?
We don't be there anymore. We don't deserve to be there. We look so much better than we are when we're in fifth. Upsetting.
I don't. You know what? Even Hawthorn might even make it.
Not the way they played against Gold Coast, which we didn't talk about, but they played like shit. So
Yep. Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go around the glass table.
Let's
Should we
go
talk
around
to
the
our
last game.
people, Jared?
Should talk to our people. So last week we were talking about the cameras and what camera angles we would like in the broadcast and stuff like that. So our question this week was, what do we want to see more of on AFL broadcasting? You know, what do you want to see more of on Fox? What do you want to see more on Channel 7 kind of thing? And we actually, like, looking at all these, there's a lot that are very similar in, like, style. Like, a lot of these are very, very similar. Have you got any that you want to chat about?
I do like Brando's to kick it off, or give me the player interviews mid-game. I remember them like Channel 9, Channel 10. You know, you put the headset on them.
Yeah.
Like the ball would just come behind them. It's a boundary throw in, and they're just chatting away like, yeah, no, we just got to improve this and this and that. You know what I mean? Like, we're just going to do it. We'll just keep at it. We'll stick to our guns.
It's always so cliche. It's the same thing every time. Do you remember that time when Luke Hodge was getting a rub down and he was It was like Luke Hodges last year and he was at Brisbane and he was like getting his hamstring rubbed and he just had the headset on, laying on the ground, just chatting away. Fuck, that was funny.
Thanks for your insights, Luke. Insights to your hammy rub.
Oh, really fucking funny. This one that like came up quite a lot. Commentary teams being in the stadium. So a lot of the times now, channels like and stadium stuff aren't flying out. People like budget cuts, they're not flying people to stadiums, they're just getting them to watch from TV. I actually agree with this. I think you should be there because you get a better feel for the game. You can hear the crowd, you can feel the crowd rise, you can feel them fall. Like that is a better thing to do, I think.
I like that, but I also like the idea of separate broadcasts.
Yeah.
Like you have Fox Footy, but I almost treat like every game like it's its own game.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to go straight. Like every supporter wants to watch their team celebrate, have an interview with the player, sing the song. When they do this Super Saturday crap,
and they just roll right into the next one, it's like you miss heaps of shit.
Like let me watch Ollie Wine spray Gatorade on Quinton Narkle. Like
please.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
There was a couple of other ones. Actually, there was a quote tweet that I did actually like from the Chaps Chat Cats. That's a real tongue twister if you had a few bevs. They said, more in-game tactical analysis of the play as it unfolds and current coaches' assistants who can educate fans about the schemes and tactics of the modern game in pre-post game. When you hear players like Tommy Stewart interviewed, feels like he's talking about a different sport.
Now,
I agree.
I like this. I like the explaining of the tactics behind it. Like, I don't think they do that enough. Fox Footy do it more than Channel 7, obviously, because Fox Footy have the dedicated time to be able to do it. Whereas Channel 7 obviously have to bounce around and do like ads and stuff. So understandable why Channel 7 don't go really in depth with everything. But I would like to see more. Like interviewing a coach and like explaining why they do certain things a certain way. And like hearing stuff like that would be very nice.
I did like that.
Do
you have any others you like?
Yeah, like this one's pretty good. It's choice of picking what commentary team you want to listen to. So it's like if they had multiple commentary teams, you could like have it on the TV. You could have so the NBA do like the main one, and then they've got like say it's the Heat and the Bucks, whatever. They've got a Heat commentary team, and they've got a Bucks commentary team. So if you're a fan of one team and you want to just listen to them, basically just talk about your team the whole time, you can do that. That'd be really good. Obviously it's a money thing because you need a bunch of commentary teams doing it. But like, if a club can provide it, I don't see why they wouldn't do it, kind of thing.
Yeah, even
It'd
if
be
it's just
nice.
like one home game or a couple of home games, a feature
Yeah,
game
or
or
even if
something.
it's just the home team that can do it. Like even if it's like the away team don't have their team, but like the home team for the game has their commentary team. Like that'd be nice, I feel. I don't know.
The one idea I thought as well, just as you were speaking, like, why don't you incorporate all the broadcasts? You show the game, and you can actually pick like the different radio stations and stuff like that. Like, imagine like people like you hear people and they put it on social media. They're like, "Oh, I watched the footy on mute and then put it on Triple M
Put it
or
on
put it on
Triple M,
ABC,
yeah.
whatever." Why don't you
Yeah.
have the feature on TV? We can actually do that.
I was
Then,
what I was kind of getting at with that. Like, yeah.
imagine like you get the listen numbers for Triple M, and then you also get the viewing of Fox Footy coverage. Like it's two
It'd be
birds, one
really
stone.
good. If they could figure out how to like sync it really well to have the radio be exactly the same time and stuff like that. Like if they could manage to figure that out, that'd be elite because you just put it on like one of the radio teams half the time. Like
Like, yeah, well, to be honest, I think that's a fair way off. They can't even figure out goal line technology. So
no, yeah, it's very wishful thinking, but it's nice.
this is why we have around the glass table, because nothing around the glass table comes true.
Exactly. My
Yes.
favorite one of all of them is Cal. The ESPN stats that are really out there but very interesting.
Yes.
Where it's just
Like-
like on a Sunday. Like last person to have exactly 27 disposals. It's an RE stat. It's a last person to have 27 disposals on a Sunday in March was Popey. It's so random shit. So it'd be great. But yeah.
I do like that. And then like have an over the top graphic, and that just incorporates the tweet I just saw before from Jason.
Yeah. That was cool too. The real like the bowling alley graphics. Like
Yes.
You know,
Yes. It's like the
bowler strike and it's like in like a Wild West cartoon and they're just like shooting down shit.
could you imagine like they hit the post and then it just like goes into a graphic where it breaks the post and falls down and smashes into someone.
Like lands on a car. Like, it's just give me fucking bowling graphics in a NFL broadcast, please.
I really feel like they could have done that with like preseason games.
It's so funny. You know
If
those
they could-
KO games? You know those 6-quarter KO games? That would be so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Like yeah, or they were long.
Would have made them interesting because those you could not watch those. They were unwatchable. So
Yeah, with the recording of an iPhone.
one
12.
camera angle, two commentators that are just kind of there because they're getting paid. And then by like the 9th quarter, they're like, okay, the game's almost over.
Who
No one
else
from
can
the
we
AFL
talk
teams is
about?
still out. None of the AFL players are out there anymore. It's all the VFL players.
Do you know what? Actually, you know what'd be great? More pre-game stuff where like you have a player live streaming themselves driving to a game. Could you imagine that? Like,
It'd be rare, like having like a genuine day in the life of a player being like,
Yeah.
I'm going to footy now, kind of deal. That'd be good. I would like
yeah,
that.
like live day in the life,
It's taking
Day-
mic'd up to a new level.
day in the life.
Day in the life.
Hmm. Yeah.
Look, the Truman
Tell
Show.
Do you know who has that written all over him?
Who?
Old mate TikTok.
Yeah,
Tracker.
I was about to say that screams for Tracker. If you went up to him and said, "Hey, can you live stream your entire day going up to the footy?" He'd be like, "Absolutely. When do I start?"
Can that man also explain the recipes?
Yeah,
Like, don't show me you throw chicken in a bowl and say, I'm
Yeah.
cooking up a very fast and easy. Yeah, everyone can throw chicken in a bowl, brother.
I mean, you're cooking the chicken, brother.
Yeah. What are you doing? Using a fry pan? What type of fry pan? Be specific.
Oh,
Did you have any others?
no, I think that's it for me. I'm good.
Yeah, no, that was a good question.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Look at
Got
us
some good
being-
responses.
Being crispy lately with our questions. We're really
Well done.
just ticking boxes at the moment.
We are ticking plenty of boxes.
Including the hangover one.
Always.
Yeah. Don't want to talk about that. Should we rename AFL teams again?
We should rename some AFL teams again.
Okay, this is the segment where we're just renaming AFL teams because we got inspired by Dwayne Russell when he named Gold Coast the Northern Suns.
And we thought, hey, that's pretty cool. Let's steal it.
Yeah, we stole it. Let's do it for the rest of them and make a big video because we enjoy those.
Yay.
Yay! This week we're doing Adelaide North, Western Bulldogs, and GWS.
Yes.
Do you want to kick us off with your? Let's go with North.
North? No worries. North? North are interesting. The first thing that came to mind when I was when I picked North
Oh boy.
was just the Tasmania Kangaroos. Bye, North.
Up your JV. Bye.
That was the first one that came to mind. But I thought, no, we'll go back. What I think, I'm actually kind of stealing from you here. This is, I think, a perfect team to just get rid of the nickname and just do North Melbourne. North Melbourne Football Club. Yeah, but they're Kangaroo. That's what I'm saying. Like, they kind of half do it. But now this year, they've brought back Kangas and Kangaroos, like, really heavily. So now it should just be, right? So now it should just be North Melbourne Football Club. And then if you want to call them a nickname, like, you don't give them the nickname, but then you can call yourselves the Shin Boners because they do it anyway. So you don't call them Kangaroos at all. Just have a North Melbourne Football Club, and then Shin Boners can just be the thing that you call yourselves because you do it anyway.
It's real lazy journalism.
It's the best thing to do. It's just the best one. So
I'm going to do the Western Bulldogs.
do the Western Bulldogs.
I'm going to do a little bit similar to, I'm just calling them Footscray.
Yeah, go back.
Yeah.
Back to Footscray.
Not even the Western, not even the Dogs though. Like, this is just Footscray.
Just Footscray.
This is almost the equivalent of Port Adelaide and North Melbourne. Like, it's just the name.
Just Footscray. Okay.
And I think it just encapsulates the community again. Because I'm all about the community. I think it's a good name. Like, if you want to call yourselves the Dogs, okay. But like, I don't really like it. But I don't know. I just think Footscray is a lot better.
Yeah,
it has a bit
I
of
think it's just a nice name. Yeah.
Originality to it.
Yeah, it's just a nice name, Footscray. And people call them Footscray all the time. Their VFL team is still called Footscray. So, like,
or we just call them like the Foots, like the Foots, and then crayfish, like Foots crayfish.
You're onto something. Wonder how many crayfish there are in Footscray. Better take a bet and say not very many.
Yeah, but there could be many if we call them crayfish.
To be fair, there's not many fucking kangaroos in North Melbourne, is there? So what does it fucking matter?
Yeah, we're really good at this.
We are really good at this.
Do you want to tick off Adelaide then?
Yes. I don't want to take the Adelaide away because I think naming it after one of one of the capital cities in Australia is obviously a good idea. So keeping Adelaide is fine. You're representing the city. That's all good. What I've decided to do though is change the name from the Crows. There's too many bird teams in the AFL, just by the way.
Yeah.
There's too many birds. There's a lot of them. We can get rid of a couple. So we're getting rid of the bird. We aren't doing Crows.
Good.
Adelaide, commonly known city of churches. They're going to be the Adelaide Angels. It's like the MLB. They've got the Angels over there. They're going to be the Adelaide Angels. I know Kristen is an Angels fan in the MLB, and she's also an Adelaide fan. So me saying Adelaide Angels right now, she would be all over that. So
sounds like a bikie game.
It does, doesn't it? Real bad.
I can just picture all 22 Adelaide players just riding on their bikes.
But yes,
they're all
I'm going
coming in with
Adelaide.
their red, yellow, and navy blue, and they're just riding in on their bikes. Game day, boys.
Game day,
Big
baby.
one. We're taking
Adelaide
on.
Angels.
We're taking on the Western Flyers.
What others we got? The Melbourne Marigold, the Brisbane Aces.
The Adelaide Angels taking on Eastern Fields. Yeah. I had GWS. And look, I love the Giants name actually.
Yep.
I don't really like Greater Western Sydney as a name. I think it's just too long. So I've sort of shortened it, taken away the Giants, unfortunately. And I've called them, because it's Western Sydney, it's a popular place, it's a growing place in Australia. I really wanted to bring everyone into it. So I called them the Western Sydney Siders.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
That's just yeah.
Like they play in a side, and the people that aren't playing in the side are supporting them, so they're Siders.
The Siders and Western
They-
Sydney is still there.
Yeah. And they drink ciders at the games.
Yeah, it's good. I think the Giants' first mistake when they named their team in 20 fucking whatever 12. They named it before that, but when they started in 2012, their first mistake was being Greater Western Sydney. They should have been Canberra from the start. It should have been or like ACT.
I didn't think
Like
of that.
it should have been. It should have like originally always been Canberra and been the Canberra Giants, but they didn't want to do that because Canberra's not exactly a footy town. Well, neither is Sydney, but it's a little bit more than Canberra. But like, I think they made a mistake in being Greater Western Sydney originally, so it should have always been Canberra.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we change. No, I'm not changing it. But I would change it.
No, I
Maybe
like
we
Western
should
Sydney.
have a 20th team and it'd be Canberra.
Yeah, well, that's actually a thing. Is like if they were going to add another team, I don't know if they were going to add it to New South Wales. I don't think they will because it's a lot of money to not get a lot of fans at those games. But like if they were going to add another one to New South Wales, it should definitely be a Canberra team.
Yeah, definitely. And then like have the home ground at Parliament House. I like
Do an old Parliament House though, like knock like a massive hole out of the middle, and then just like put a nose.
yeah, like it looks like the Coliseum, but it's with
Yeah, I
politicians.
was going to say it's like a Coliseum. You just do the old Parliament House around it. That'd be sick.
Yeah, or you do it like and like the board meetings are literally in where they do the Parliament stuff. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Toby Green's missing 3 weeks, Mr. Speaker. Oh, I wonder, Mr. Speaker, when are we extending the contract of Mr. Adam Kingsley?
Mr.
Mr. Speaker's just Kevin Sheedy.
It's just like Leon Cameron.
Oh, Adam Kingsley, you're getting the sack, and I'm coming back to my job.
I'm coming back, baby.
The Terminator, Leon Cameron edition. I'm back. I don't mind that. That's good. That's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you know what else has a nice ring to it?
You know, I wish I could put a ring on.
Well, I was just about to say, you've got a ring on your finger,
I do.
and it's kind of sexy.
Is it now? Just raise the eyebrows at him and I completely broke it.
It's the eyebrows. You know when you raise your eyebrows,
Yes. Real close.
they probably need a cut, to be honest.
Play the fucking music, man. Stupid sexy AFL players. Oh boy.
No, welcome to Stupid Sexy AFL Players. This is where we talk about the players that are in our lovely competition and they wear very nice outfits that showcase all their features, and we talk about them explicitly,
Yes.
contently, with comfort and openness.
And
we call it
love.
Stupid Sexy AFL Players. And love. Because love is combined authentically.
Yes. You can go first this time because I've been first the last couple of times.
It's about right,
Yep.
to be honest. Okay. There is a man that leads this team, and he's just a beautiful human being.
Yep.
He does a lot of things right, and boy, he can bat. Pat Cummins, you stupid, sexy, non-AFL player. Oh my good Lord. There's nothing better than watching a man that's so beautiful. Actually, I'm not going to finish that sentence.
You said bat away.
There's nothing better than watching a man use his wooden stick to hit balls and beat the bombs.
Oh no. Now we're going international. We were just weird for just our country. Now we're weird everywhere.
I'm taking them all down. But yes,
Oh.
no, it's great watching someone lead your country to victory and him being stupidly sexy at it.
Spot on.
It was, yeah, that gave me all kinds of feelings. What's yours?
Mine
Yeah,
is a man.
good.
Yeah. Would get cancelled if it wasn't.
I think we've already broken that barrier.
What is man that I watched on the TV?
You're not making yourself any, and you're raising your
Now, I wish I had prepared a speech like you did, but I'm just going to say it. Mine's Nathan Lyons. Because Jesus fucking Christ, I love that guy. My
So do
God.
I.
Like, oh man, I woke up at, like, I was going to go to work. And so I woke up for a lot of people stayed up and tried to stay up for the first part and then fell asleep. I was asleep for the first part and worked for the end. So win for me. But I woke up and got to see Gary and Pat go out there and win us that fucking game. Jesus Christ. Gorgeous.
I would let him spin on my pitch.
Now I
And
thought you were going to say
curate it.
spin my. I really thought you were going to say spin my balls, and I was about to lose it. Like I probably would have cried. Like I could like feel the tears coming. That was really
The fact that you've just followed it up and said it anyway.
oh man.
You know what the thing is? That we were quite tame. I thought quite tame until this point. Like we've had a few moments, they've been good, but we got here, and that's it.
Derailed.
The barriers have been broken. Pat Cummins has stormed through my defense. Nathan Lyon has spin past yours, and they are just stupid, sexy players this week.
They are. We have stupid, sexy players.
Because I don't think we were really prepared for AFL players.
No, I think we're running out of AFL players.
We do
We
have a
needed to
couple
know
in
that.
mind, but we're trying to save them.
It's the thing. I've got a couple like in the bank that I'm like that mad. I've got a few. I hate myself every time I do this segment. I say something that gets taken so out of context. I just can't deal with it anymore.
Money in the
boy.
bank. Can't wait to cash that in.
Fucking hell. Anyway, we're moving past it. Fuck that. Oh
That
boy.
might be my favorite rendition of that segment.
That was our best. I love how you tried not to laugh. Just like fuck it.
We've just got to be really careful with our words.
Yeah. No, I lose all like track of everything and I'm just like, yeah, that's bad. I got nothing.
Tell you what, who else lost track? Was the England batsman when
They got lost in Pat Cummins' eyes.
Nathan Lyon was spinning his balls past them, bashing into those bales.
Jesus.
Yeah, I went too far.
Oh boy.
How you feeling?
Right. What's next? What do we do next? Do we do tips next? I think it's
Yeah, let's do tips next. Yeah, let's do tips.
Oh no.
I need a moment. Should we have another moment of reflection?
Yeah, let's have a moment.
Okay. So do you like stuff?
Nah.
Round 16
Tips.
starts on Thursday night. It's actually going to be a really good game, I think. It's Brisbane taking on Richmond at the Gabba.
Yes.
And I'm honestly thinking if you're a smart man. Oh, also, I lost it again this week because I'm stupid. I'll bring out the cup. Hey! Was that John Cena edition?
That is John Cena edition, Pablo. You can go back, yeah.
Wow, I can't see it. Do you get my point?
Yeah, I get it. I
Yeah,
just
good.
wanted to get through it. I wanted to get through
Oh boy.
it.
Yes, Brisbane, Richmond, Gabba. Hey, Tippin.
I'm tipping Brisbane because at the Gabba they're very good. And Richmond, however, like Richmond are in very good form, but
Mm.
I just don't think they're better than Brisbane at the Gabba.
Yep, I agree. Swans versus the Cats at the SCG. Again, they've started the round where it's not at the G.
Oh,
Or actually in Victoria at all.
yeah, that's like the opening two games, not in Victoria.
Actually, why am I complaining about that? I live in South Australia.
Yeah, I was
Anyway.
gonna say I feel like that's yeah.
You Victorian sucked in. No primetime game for you. Oh, geez. Hang on a second. Oh,
Wait, sorry. I'm looking ahead of the fixture. I've just seen something weird. Continue. What were you gonna say?
no, just baffled you put the finger up at me, champion.
I thumbs up, I think.
Oh, I just saw a finger. What was the thing that baffled you?
No, I'll get to it after this. I'm tipping the Cats.
Yeah, me too.
Cool.
Saturday, Adelaide versus North in Adelaide.
It's gonna be Adelaide, isn't it?
Unfortunately for some.
Now, here's where I want to talk about it. There are
Oh, the
two
Dogs
145
versus...
games.
I'm sorry, what?
There's two 145 games.
No, there's not. There's none.
Oh, fuck off. Don't give me this. There's two 115 games, whatever. There's two games. The first game on a Saturday, both starting at the same time. What's that about?
I like that.
I like it when they overlap slightly because usually they go like the 145 and then like the 210, whatever. I kind of like that they overlap because then I go like I watch the end of one game and then when that game's done, I go to the next one and that one's starting the last quarter, so it's fine. But when they're starting at the exact same time, what if both these games are good? They're not going to be. But what if both these games
No.
are really good?
Maybe that's why they did it.
Yeah, okay. Everyone's going to watch Dogs Freo and no one's going to watch Adelaide North. So
As it deserves.
yeah, even
I'm
Dogs
tipping the
Freo is.
Dogs.
Yeah, I'm also going to tip the Dogs.
Oh, good. I'm glad that we're going the same path again. It's good to have a full 9 game round back because
Yeah, I was literally going to say that time. Thank
that
you.
time. Although we go to Gold Coast versus Collingwood at our favourite bank stadium.
Now,
Oh, please do it. Please do it. Go on. You won't.
I literally can't.
Do it.
Like,
You can. You've
as
got a
much,
buffer.
no, as much as I would love to tip Gold Coast, this is such a Gold Coast game to get thumped in. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like people would be like, all right, they had a real bad game against Carlton, but they've worked. They had a massive win against Hawthorn. Like they can maybe put on a good fight against Collingwood here. Like people will be thinking that it's it's at Gold Coast. They'll be putting a good fight. I just feel like Collingwood's going to be by like 70. Like just
Oh,
yeah.
so you're going the total opposite way.
Yeah, I'm going to get Collingwood.
Yeah, I'm fine. We go to the solo Saturday night game at the MCG. It's the Bombers taking on the Power. And I have a bad feeling.
I really like this game.
The Bombers are going to get pumped. No, I don't. I literally think if there's one game Port loses, it's this one. Coming off the bye, have you seen that stat where it's 0-7 teams?
0-7 teams off the bye. This game's gonna be really good. I think I might be there, which will be really cool. I am gonna tip Port, but yeah, like you, if they're gonna lose a game in the next like 3 each rounds before they play Collingwood, it's gonna be this one.
Yeah, I think our next 4 is Essendon, Gold Coast, Carlton, and the Pies.
Yeah.
I do think we've probably got 3 of the 4 in us to win.
Yeah.
I also do think that if there's a game to lose, it's going to be after the bye. And our record at the G isn't as great as what it would be at Marvel.
No.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah, like I think it'd be reasonable to tip Port. Like it's safe to, but if there's going to be a game to lose, don't be surprised if it's this one.
Yep. And Essendon probably need to win this badly,
Really badly.
especially after losing to Freo. That's what makes me a bit more nervous.
Yeah.
Is the fact that they've coming up a loss up against the Dockers. I don't know, we'll see. Oh,
Oh,
first Sunday game is interesting, but also one I probably won't watch.
10 weeks
Hawthorn.
ago,
Hawthorn take on Carlton. Yes.
10 weeks ago, you look at that game, and that's Carlton by 90. You look at it now, and they're probably almost on like even standing.
No, I disagree. I think the way that Hawthorn went up to the Gold Coast and lost there like that after how Carlton treated Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I think you do layers and you just
Yeah.
it should be the game that Carlton get the second win and get their momentum. But
Yeah.
I think it'd be really funny if they lost.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Carlton should win. Like, and like even how bad Carlton have been this year, they should definitely still win this game. It's very funny that it's 16th versus 15th, by the way. I don't know. That's just very funny just to me. But Hawthorn do have a knack of being able to kill much better teams than them. They beat Brisbane. They beat us. We're not that good, but like they beat us. They beat Brisbane. They could very well win this game. I think Gold Coast in Gold Coast is an underrated tough trip. Like Gold Coast beat Geelong there. They beat Bulldogs there. They smashed Hawthorn there. So they're pretty tough to beat with HBO. Like they're a pretty good side there. So I think the game today was a little bit like, yeah, like it's a tough loss, but I don't think it really undersells Hawthorn too much. I'm gonna tip Carlton, but this game is gonna be really good. Like not good, like it's not gonna be good, but it'll be interesting.
You did mention that Hawthorn, they wouldn't have sold too much after losing to the Gold. They don't have much to sell, to be honest.
No, I know. They can only really go up from where they are, but
I just wanted to make that point.
Yeah.
D's versus Giants in Darwin. This game's in Darwin.
Yeah, weird. Melbourne win this.
Yeah.
But like I always say, the Giants are always a lot better than what their ladder position says. So it'll be a good game, but I think Melbourne win this.
And lastly, your mob, St Kilda, take on the West Coast Eagles at Optus.
I make a lot of jokes about how bad we are, but we can't lose this, right? Like, surely. Just fucking.
I don't think there'll be an episode next week if we lose this.
That's not even a joke. If we lose this, I'm not recording.
Yeah, because it's straight after.
Like, I'm dead set not recording if we lose. Like, I know, like that probably sounds like a joke to people here. I'm not kidding. Like, I wouldn't record if we lose.
I'll back that.
Yeah, because I don't want to show my face. Like, fuck that.
I will. Nah, I'll make you get in here.
You will, but like, fuck, I will be upset. I'll do it no camera.
Yeah, I'll put my little charm on. Like, come on, do it for me, please.
We can't lose to West Coast. Holy.
You can't lose. It's honestly, if you lose this game, if you lose this game and somehow still stay fit.
Fucking imagine. You know what would happen? Like, dead set. Like, what would be our luck, right? Is like, Brisbane would win, Sydney would win, North would win, Freo would win, Collingwood would win, Port would win. All the teams that are in that little gap below us would lose, and we would still stay fit, even if we lost.
Yeah, I'm cheering for that. Also, we've gone the same tips this week.
Oh, we have to.
That's so. What should we do to break it?
Let's do a margin. Let's not do the first game though, because it decides it straight away. Let's pick like a. Let's do.
Should we do St Kilda? See how much they win by.
No, I'm saying I reckon we do Essendon Port. I reckon we do Essendon Port because it'll be
Fuck
one of
off.
the best games. No, okay, then let's not do Essendon Port. I was going to say because it'll be one of the best games of the round.
No, I've got it. Let's do our own games. You pick St Kilda,
Okay.
I pick Port.
Whoever gets
Whoever's
closest to their own.
closest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm going to tip Port by 15.
I'm going to go Saints by 39.
Yeah. So the closest
There we go.
wins the beer.
Closest wins. Cool.
Come on, Port.
Oh,
And we're done.
we're done.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know, we mentioned this off air, but like we're both wearing green.
Bit cute.
Yeah. Do you think if Matt Rowell was watching, he'd try to beat us?
That caught me
look,
so off guard.
There's 2 strands of grass just sitting there.
Which one
Move.
of us is lawn grass and which one of us is the other ones that you say?
Oh, I'm definitely buffalo because I'm tall.
I'll be lawn grass then.
Yeah,
Fuck's sake.
you're getting
That
munched
caught me
on.
so off guard. I was not expecting that real joke right there.
I just thought about it just then.
That's very good. Well done.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Well done to you. We got through this again.
We did it again. I remember, like I always say, I have my routine. Like I finish, I go and shower, I put my head in the pillow, and I die for the night. Yep. Big
Oh,
time.
it's happening.
Big
Like,
time.
this is going to be so quickly edited.
Actually, I have to write an article. Add in a bit. Write an article, go have a shower, put my face in the pillow, go to bed.
All right, that.
There you go.
All right. On that, should we end?
Should end. Follow us on socials. Watch our TikToks. Subscribe to ThePear. Done.
And sing.